As a marketer, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you probably don't have too much time to write content. So how do you continually keep getting more traffic from Google without writing content? Hi everyone, I'm Neil Patel, and today I'm going to teach you how to rank high on Google without writing content. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel. That way, if I release more content like this, you'll get notified. And if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. The first tip I have for you is create a podcast. If you haven't already checked it out, check out my podcast, Marketing School. It's a daily 5-minute episode that just breaks down a latest, greatest marketing technique that helps you get more traffic. But here's what people don't really know. Google now indexes podcast content. You can actually get your podcast, the audio, indexed in Google, and that can continually drive you more traffic. And they do this automatically. They transcribe your podcast, they make it searchable in the Google Podcast apps, and that way, when people are searching for stuff that you cover in your podcast, you can get traffic for it. Now, here's the thing. You may be thinking, oh, podcasting takes a long time. Not really. You can just riff, bust out your phone, and talk into your iPhone. To give you an idea, for our podcast, Marketing School, my co-hosts and I were able to record a whole month of content, and we do it on a daily basis. So that means our podcast is every single day, but we're able to record a whole month of content in roughly 4 to 5 hours. That's it. And we can do that in 1 or 2 sit downs. In other words, we'll sit down one day, record 2 hours worth, and we may come back a few weeks later, sit down for another 2 hours, and record another 2 weeks worth. Now that you've created a podcast, even though Google's gonna transcribe and it's gonna rank your podcast, you may find that it won't rank you as high as you want. So Google has a set of guidelines, and as long as you follow the URL that's on the screen here, you can see it right now and there, go to that page. It'll break down Google's guidelines for making sure that your podcast is indexable and you're getting the most search traffic from Google indexing and ranking your podcast. The next thing I want you to do is double down on videos. If you're already creating videos, great, good for you. If you're not, then start busting out your phone and just creating video-based content. You can even do this with your laptop. Video is so powerful. Videos appear in 16% of all SERPs in the United States. That's according to Rank Ranger. That shows you that, hey, creating text-based content isn't everything. If you want to rank on Google, videos is another way. You got podcasting now, you got videos. Those are great ways. And according to Moz, that number is actually 21%. So whether you want to follow Rank Ranger or Moz, either way, the number is substantial. A lot of the results that are ranking on Google now are video-based. For that reason, you should consider creating video-based content. What we found is when we look at video-based content, the ones that do the best tend to be videos that are at least 5 minutes in length. Videos that are 1 or 2 minutes that are super short, we don't really see them ranking in Google, so you should consider avoid creating too short content. Now, that doesn't mean you need to create an hour worth of video content. Quick 5, 6, 7 minute videos is long enough. The next tip I have for you is get guest bloggers. One of my last startups, Kissmetrics, we grew it to over 1 million visitors a month. Now, eventually I ended up buying back the Kissmetrics site and I merged it into neilpatel.com, which is another story, but we got to 1 million visitors a month. And we did that without writing our own content. You're probably wondering, how is this possible, Neil? Well, we reached out to all the other bloggers in our space and said, hey, would you like to publish content on our site? Sometimes you have to pay them money to do so. Sometimes they'll do it for free, but once you build up enough of an audience and enough people are posting, you'll get everyone to start posting for free. In other words, you'll get a ton of guest writers, you won't have to pay a dime. And during our peak, we were getting 7 to 10 new articles per week, consistently. That was over a year stretch. So if you don't want to write content, doesn't mean other people can't write content for you. Remember, when those articles rank, they're ranking because they're on your site, and that means you get the traffic, not anyone else. The next tip I have for you is optimize your old content. Use Search Console, look at your articles that rank on page 2 or 3, and improve their CTR. In other words, if you can put the keywords that people are searching for within the title tag, within the meta description, you're gonna get higher clicks, which is gonna get you more traffic and eventually boost your rankings. You can also use tools like Ubersuggest for the keywords that you rank on page 1 for. Take those keywords, put into Ubersuggest, it'll give you all the long tail variations of those keywords, Integrate those keywords within your copy. You don't have to rewrite it. You can just integrate those keywords, at least the ones that are super relevant and won't take much work. You probably won't be able to integrate all of them because you're not rewriting or writing a ton more content. In other words, you're just adding a few keywords, the ones that are super relevant that you haven't included. And what you'll find is if you rank for the head term, you'll naturally and easily rank for the long tail term as well. Next tip, create tools. You're probably wondering, hey Neil, you have this tool called Ubersuggest. It gets you a lot of traffic, but we can't afford to do that. Well, there's a site called CodeCanyon. And CodeCanyon makes it where you can buy scripts and other easy to use tools, pop them on your site. Doesn't take more than a few minutes. Whether it's calculators, my first SEO analyzer that I popped up on my site, I ended up getting it from CodeCanyon back in the day. And when you do that, you'll find that those pages will naturally be popular. If I look at my site at neilpatel.com, what do you think the most popular pages are? They're all tool related, whether it's the SEO analyzer, whether it's the backlinks tool, whether it's the A/B testing tool, or even Ubersuggest. Tools are super powerful. So that's it. If you follow all of those tips, you should be able to get higher rankings without creating more content. And of all the strategies that I mentioned, my favorite one is the tools, because the tools continually produce backlinks, which helps all the other pages on your site boost their rankings. If you need help boosting your rankings without creating content, check out my ad agency, Neil Patel Digital. If you enjoyed this video, like it, share it, tell other people about it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a comment if you have a question, and I'll do my best to answer it and help you out.